Wow, you will not believe what I am about to tell you. So I have been so excited about this ever since I heard about it, and I just have to do this report on these pyramids. You won't believe that what they've found. So I've loved the pyramids for so long and studied them for decades, and I've been wanting to put out videos about the pyramids, the Great Pyramid, and such, but I've just been holding off because I wanted it to be perfect. I don't know how to make these really fine, cool, fancy videos. I was like, I don't know, but this is too cool to hold back. So I have to start with this report about the pyramids. It's so cool. So they have found structures under the pyramids, like deep under the pyramids. It's so cool. I mean, there's been conspiracy theories and talk about it for a long time, but they actually found it. And so I'm just going to kind of walk through really quick, hopefully in just a few minutes here, to be able to explain what's going on here. So, yeah, I've studied these for years, decades, and I've had the opportunity to go to the pyramids and the Giza complex numerous times and do exploration and study it myself in person. To actually, I was in the king's chamber by myself for like 20 minutes. I was able to meditate and sing, and it was just so many cool things. But this tops them all. This is amazing. So I just have to share this with you. Let me see here. I wanted to make sure that we're clear about which pyramid is which, because let me jump back. Okay, so here in this picture, you have the Great Pyramid. It's actually taller than the others just because it's further away. It looks smaller. This is the Great Pyramid, furthest north, and that's the Pyramid of Khufu. And then this is the Khafre Pyramid, which is the middle one. It's the one that still has the cap, the limestone casing at the top. And then we have the Menkaure, the smaller one. It's the furthest one south. And so here is the one that everyone sees and thinks, oh, this is the Great Pyramid. Now, actually, it's not. This is the second pyramid. There's the Great Pyramid over there. And it's actually this one that they've been doing the studies on. And they put out, it's called the KhafreProject. It's the Khafre Pyramid. And they found these amazing, so 8 different kind of wells underneath the pyramid. It's like these tubes or structures that go directly under, and they're lined up north and south. And let's see here. So let's see, pull this up. So these are all pictures that I took last time I was in Egypt. And so right below them, these structures that they found are 648 meters deep. We're going to dive into that in just a minute, but I wanted to share with you how they found it first. Let's just jump into here. The Giza Pyramid Project here. It's an official press release. This is just like a week and a half ago. And these amazing scientists, Corrado Malanga, Armando May, and Filippo Biondi, they're from let's see here, Italy and Scotland. And they came together to use this technology called SAR technology, SAR technology, that is, so it's like the synthetic aperture radar is what it stands for. And they've used that before, and but they've combined that with this Doppler technology, so they're able to actually see inside, down in the earth, as well as inside the pyramid. Now, back in 2015 and 16, and then published in 17, the Scan Pyramid project happened, and they used what's called muon tomography. And with that, it was with the Great Pyramid, and they were able to find these caverns, these extra spaces that were huge. I mean, one of them is a huge room. It's about 98 feet, almost 100 feet long, that they never found, they didn't know was there. And so they're able to scan inside these ancient objects without being invasive. and they don't have to drill, they don't have to dig and pull or bomb or anything like that like they used to. But they are able to find these different tunnels, causeways, and rooms, giant spaces, and it's really cool. So this synthetic aperture radar is really fascinating because what they did is they've got two satellites, and they do it from different angles. And here, let me just jump here to show you what they have here. It's called the Khufu Project. So you can see that right there. Or sorry, the Khafre Project. So this is the project. I'm not going to go into detail of everything they wrote about it, but just give you kind of an intro. I love what they wrote here at the beginning here. It's awesome. It says Cheops. So in the Greek, it's called the Cheops Pyramid. So the Pyramid of Khafre, the middle one. So it's Cheops. And it says, La fin de un mistero. And so it's they actually are saying it's the end of the mystery. We found it. And so they found all these different passageways, and like 5 different passageways and spaces inside the pyramid. And that's what this shows. I'm not going to go into that, and those will be really cool to dive into at some point. But what I do want to talk about is what's under the pyramid. And so they are able to use this technology that if it's light, so it's the photons, right? And they're able to use light, then it stops it and it can't penetrate inside. So they can see weather patterns, they can see all this kind of stuff with the light, but then they change it and they're able to use this, switch it to sound energy and the sound vibrations. And so with that, they're able to actually see through, because it reflects it back, and they're able to see through the structures because everything has its resonant frequency. And so, for instance, granite. If they want to see granite, they can measure at what frequency this is. They send the frequencies through, and then they are able to say, oh, this is resonating at, so it's 4,000 meters per second is granite. So they can see that, oh, this part is granite. Or if it's water, then it's 1,400 meters per second. And then like for instance, air, just air is about, there's a range for all of them, but air is about 340 meters per second. So they're able to tell by this radar as it goes in and then bounces back. And so that's why it's this SAR, this synthetic aperture radar, connected with this Doppler effect, that they're able to do this. And the government can't say anything about it because they don't need permission to send radar through the air. Like it's not invasive. They're not digging. They're not. So it's very exciting. So here are some of the images. And this is what, I mean, they've got like hundreds of these images, and below the pyramids, they've found these cylindrical structures that are going down, and they have this spiral going around them. And I've been listening to the Italian press conference, and I've got the English subtitles going on, and they're calling them staircases because they're somewhere around 10 feet wide, and they're spiraling down 648 meters. So just to give you some perspective of the height of the pyramid, I mean, you see how huge that pyramid is. The height of the pyramid is 136.4 meters. So 648 meters below it are these structures that go down, 8 of them, that go straight down in a cylindrical fashion. They're all lined up north to south, and they go under the pyramid, and they've got these spirals going down all the way down. It's so amazing. We don't know exactly what it is, but there's so much speculation. And I know I think that it has something to do with the energy of the earth, that there's something connected to that. I thought that for years and years, but we don't know. We don't know for sure. And so here are more of those the readings, the scans that they take, and they can see it going down. And I'll talk about this below in just a second. But here's a 3D rendering. It's really cool that the rendering here is these spirals with there's the pyramid there, and then below it are these cylindrical shapes, these structures, and more renderings of the pyramid with the structures coming down, and there we have it. Yeah. And so here we have what I was just talking about, the spirals, and it looks almost like a spring, right? Almost like the pyramid is spring loaded, and but they're open. So these are like wells that are built around and go all the way down. And so, and here, oh, and right below them, so 648 meters down. So that's like over 2,126, I believe, feet. So it's over 2,000 feet below the ground, right? And so then you get all the way down there, and below that are structures that are 80 meters by 80 meter squares, two of them. And so 4 of these columns go into each of these squares that are empty inside. Well, at least they aren't solid, and so we don't know what's inside. But it's so cool. So it's 80 meters by 80 meters, and there's 2 of them under that pyramid. And so here's a little bit of, let's see here. There we go. There. So you can see the block structure, and that's the scan. Let me just pull this back a little bit. Let's see if I can get it back. Where are you? There we go. So that scan is there's the square that's underneath. That's 80 meters by 80 meters. And again, they don't know what it is. It might, who knows, if there's like, if it is energy, maybe those are battery places that hold the energy. But these guys, as they talk about this, it's amazing. They're experts, and they're talking about all of the things that they've found in this. I can't read it. I don't know what this is, but here's the pillars that they see, right? And then underneath it, they have the square structures, and amazing, below that, all the way down like 2 kilometers below the pyramid, they found all of these open passageways. So the pyramids are all up here, and then they've gone all the way down. So these are actually all 3 pyramids. So right in the center is the Khafre Pyramid, and then we've got the Khufu Pyramid, and the Menkaure over here. And underneath all of it, below these structures that I'm talking about, are huge tunnel passageways. They say it's actually a city. Like they're just like, it is such a massive, epic structure of tunnels and such under there that it's basically an underground city. And for all we know, it goes all the way, across the Giza Plateau, and who knows, all the way down to Aswan. Who knows? But it's massive. And so they're excited, and of course people like me who've been studying this for years are super excited about it. Here's another rendering of what it could be, and there's actually one level that's an aquifer. So there's a water table underneath, and these go through that, past the aquifer, all the way down. If you think about how epic this is, okay, so we established that this is 136.5 meters high, and these are 648 meters below. So it's almost 5 times the height of the pyramid that these go down. So 4.7 times the height of the pyramid is how deep these go down. And then of course below that is the 80 meters. And so that's just blows me away how deep that goes. And so this is something that would be it's really cool for us to see. I want you to, so there's the pyramid, and this is at scale, right? 4.7 times the height of the pyramid, and then there's the blocks, the 80. And so this is to scale. Now, this is the part that I want you to see. Look at this. Yeah, look at that. That is the Statue of Liberty. That's how tall it is, right? And so it's like, so it's 97 meters. So it goes just above these blocks. And so if you know, so I'm from New York, and if you know the Freedom Tower, right, how huge and massive that is, right? Freedom Tower is 1,776 feet. And so it's basically 541 meters. So think about that. Freedom Tower is only 541 meters. You take another 100 meters, or take a football field, put it on top of Freedom Tower, turn it upside down, and stick it underground. And that's what you have here with these structures under the pyramids. So just phenomenal discovery. Super excited. This is another photo that I took that I just put a fun background, this mystical cosmos around the pyramid, because this is going to change history. This is going to change the way we view ancient history, because there's no way that all of that. I mean, we've known that there was something fishy about 2.3 million stones put together in such a beautiful and tight fashion, that are all anywhere from 3 tons to 70 tons, made out of limestone and granite and such. And they say that they built them with chisels, copper chisels, and diorite, chunks of diorite to hit the chisels, and to try to make sure that and make all of these blocks. And now, I mean, in 20 years, they would have had to. We'll dive into this another time. But is this crazy that's what the Egyptologists say? And now that we know what's underneath it, of course, Zahi Hawass and all these others are just up in arms. This is all, they're trying to debunk it and say this isn't real science, but it is. They took pictures and it's real, and they're putting it out to the public now. And so, there are so many secrets that have yet to be shared, and I'm so excited to see what happens with this revelation and what else they find out.